Linda, the crazy bead lady. Hi, Mama Roxy. BBB, good morning. How are you? I'm in the shade again, so not the best lighting, but at least I won't burn my nose further. Oreo, good morning. Good morning, Mama Roxy. Hi, Angela. How are you? Welcome in. God, this sweatshirt has had its day. I think I need to create a new re-tariffs. Good news. Eh. Hmm. Eh. Not super good news. Good morning, Vixen Veronica. Long time no see. Hang on, I need to grab something to drink. Carolina Thrift, good morning. Good morning, Dave. Okay, just need to squeeze out. I made myself some dandelion tea this morning because I'm feeling super achy. I know, it's been like, what, an hour? Romeo, please stop knocking the tape. I have a job to do, and it's clearly not talking to you guys. It is throwing the ball repeatedly. I don't know. I have lots of dandelions on my lawn. I did wash them just in case. And supposedly it helps with inflammation, so I'm gonna try it. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? I feel like this. So if I also did take ibuprofen and Tylenol too, so that I could talk to you this morning. Okay. Tariffs. Oh, I have to add. No, I don't want Canada. I want China. De minimis. Phineas Maximus. Good morning. How are you doing? Oh, what? U.S. slashes de minimis tariff on small China parcels to 54%. What does that mean? We'll cut the de minimis. Unwind. Okay. The White House order released yesterday. If I don't take my Lyrica, I cannot move. So I can't take any. I'm off all the opiates. They won't let me anymore. They were way too much fun. Tina, Lee, good morning. Good morning, 13 with ADHD. Leah, how are you? Okay, so the White House order released later said the levies will be reduced to 54% from 120%. So not the 30%. So can't put my show notes in yet. Hang on. 54% from 120% for items valued at up to $800 sent from China. Carriers can either pay the 54% or the $100 fee per package. The de minimis exemption allowed items to be valued at up to ended the de minimis exemption by imposing a tax, a planned flat fee, yada yada yada, the number of shipments, blah blah blah. Okay, now this is totally different from what was reported yesterday. Now it's 54% instead of 120%. Valued at up to $800 with a flat fee of $100 to remain. Okay, it's 54%. I received the call just now that I can come pick up my dogs aren't. Oh, sweetie, I'm so sorry. You poor little. No, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to repeat my thing. Slashes cuts tariffs on smart parcels. Slashes de minimis tariffs. But no, cuts de minimis tariff. Closes slash. Okay. All right. So, oh God. So if it's under $800 in value, it will now be. Good Lord. Okay. It's like a never-ending. I'm so sick of talking about tariffs. Okay, so 54%. All items that are made in China will be 54%. Okay. Be 54%. I don't even know how to say this now. I'm so tired. I'm just gonna say it. Yes, they're cutting the tariffs, but people are just like that. But the minimum charge is $100. So 54% is it's going to be $100 or 54%, whichever is more. And okay. Okay, so for 54%. So 54% or $100, whichever is more. Okay. See, it's like, so it's not really good news. It's not really good news because if you're a Canadian and you sell somebody something and it's worth $5, then you would think that would be 54% of $5. Let's say we do $10. Okay, if it's 54% of $10, that's $5.40 tariff. So they are cutting it from 120 down. Ow, Romeo. Well, they're cutting it down from 120% to 54%. Yippity skippity. However, the de minimis exemption. So what it means is that this is for de minimis packages. So $800 in value or less, it will be 54% tariff or $100. So still basically yes, for most, as Mamarazzi says, for most of our buyers from a US buyer in any other show outside of the US, they're going to get charged 54% for that package if it's got something made in China. So, Americans, my recommendation if I was you and I was buying is you either need to buy in huge bulk so that it makes it worthwhile. Otherwise, either way, you're going to pay at least $100 for that package to come through. So if you're a Canadian seller, make sure you say whether or not it's made in China. I'm going to have to go through all of my listings and start putting little stars for, or whatever I decide to be the symbol to say made in China so that it's clear. So that nobody accidentally buys something that is going to cost them a lot of money. Yeah. So unless, as Vixen Veronica says, so unless you're going to buy in bulk from Canadians, but okay, but that's just for stuff made in China. So buy everything else. Buy all my Canadian pottery. Buy all the cool Japan kitschy pottery. So Vixen Veronica, the issue is with that is that so a lot of vintage and a lot of things don't have a made in sticker, but they have Google Lens just like we have Google Lens. So if we can figure out where it's made, they can figure out where it's made. So you don't want to lie. Lying is a bad thing. Technically speaking, they can fine you up to $50,000 US for lying. Lying bad. Lying bad in general. Don't lie. Don't be him. Don't lie. So that would be my recommendation. Hi, Jay the Vivid and S Man Blue. How are you? Stephen, hello. The Truth, hello. And Bees Lazy Sunday, hello. So we're outside again in my backyard because you don't have a poker face. Select all. My face usually tells it all. Copy. Okay, now I can put the show notes in. Now that we've got the sort of semi-final answer for now, until the next one, I can put it in. Miss Snoopy, hello. So that's my there's my recommendation. The Grand Archive, good morning. So my recommendation is if you're an American, just be careful about what Buy Now Shop 59 says when I run across something made in China, I pull it and put it aside in a box. Yeah. I mean this administration can't last forever. You can always sell that stuff to Canadians. This is all very I look unkempt. I'm sorry. I went with comfy this morning, and this is my favorite sweatshirt. It's old and Yeah, my recommendation is if you're doing shows and you know you're gonna have a lot of Americans in the room, just pull your China stuff aside for now. Um, Especially if you're a vintage seller, you shouldn't have a lot. If you're a vintage seller, an antique seller, you're not gonna have a lot. But toy sellers need to be really careful because some stuff is going to be, um, oh, thank you, Vixen Veronica. Some stuff is going to, um, some of the toys from like the 80s and 90s started to be made in China. So you just have to be careful. Like there's lots of Barbies. Like there's lots of things that are made in China. Um, so just be careful if and also printed in China for some trading card games are printed in China. The older sports cards tend to be printed in North America, which is good, at least for North American teams. I mean, I guess there's like soccer football league, not American football, regular football. So confusing. Because I mean it I don't know why they call it football in America. Why we call it football in Canada. Because there's only one guy who uses his foot on the whole team. There's only one guy who's out there using his foot. He only uses one foot. So good morning, Angie. All the kids are at school today. Yay! Jane Street Market. Good morning. How are you? Are you on Jane Street in Toronto? Now I'm like this. It's handball. It is. It's throw a pig. Throw a pig skin, which I think is something else. Yeah, there is handball. Um, Angie's this and that says my daughter said it should be called airball. It is made of air. I don't know. Whatever. I don't care. I don't pay attention until it's like the tossy smashy ball. That one crash into each other. I like rugby, to be honest. If I'm gonna watch anything, I'm gonna watch rugby. Because it's oh wait. I couldn't answer you because I got a pop-up change. Oh, yes, probably because you're PayPal. Sorry. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. In Canada you can't in Whatnot Canada shows you can't use PayPal anymore, which I sorely miss. Yeah, sorry, eh? Sorry, eh? We have no PayPal now, which does which is not one of my favorite parts of the transition. But it is what it is, and I think a lot of companies are going away from PayPal just because PayPal does so many chargebacks, um, which are unfair, and Whatnot swallows those costs. So, um, and there's something else with PayPal in Canada. I can't remember what it is, but it is what it is. I have a feeling that eventually the Americans will lose it too. So, start finding alternative ways to pay. Might as well look into it now. Oh, golly. Yeah, I don't know what I did. Maybe I threw the ball too much. So your name is a made up name. Oh wow, there is a Jane Street and they do have a market in Toronto. But I think that's cool. Raid train list will be sent to all participants later today. Thank you to everybody for signing up. Yay! Angie's This and That is doing a raid train on the 18th. Yes, the 18th. No, no, no. We're not playing with toy. Ball only. Get the ball. Isn't it delightful to have dogs? Non-stop entertainment. What was it? Oh yeah. Family Fashion Raid Train is going to be on Sunday and it's going to be awesome. Lots of great sellers. Angie's and That is running it. So do check it out. Look for Family Fashion. Search for Family Fashion Raid Train. Bees Lazy Sunday says, I finally got the nerve to book a show this Thursday morning. Yay! Everyone, please bookmark Bees Lazy Sunday's first show. Vixen Veronica says, "I know which breed is not high on my list for the next one. I need a lazy dog." Yeah. Yorkies are excellent. They're a little hyper, but they're excellent for cuddles and stuff. They just kinda wanna go. Nothing listed yet. Even if you just do 5 things this morning and 5 things this evening, and then 5 things tomorrow and 5 things. Hi, Margaritaville. Wasting away again in Margaritaville. How are you? She has a Yorkie. Um, she has a Yorkie. She's a hot mess. Oh, so Jane Street Market. Angie is the organizer. She was just announcing that she's going to be sending out the list. She will be. So yeah, she's the one who's doing it. But thank you for helping out. Vixen Veronica says, "I need the big doggo. My Akita helped me with my syncope, is that how you say it? Issues. He was really more than a dog. Oh, baby. A big dog. A big cuddle bum." Um, I have been awake since 6 a.m. I'm always awake at 6 a.m. because that's when I have to take my meds. Um, and oh, what are you doing? I can't reach that. At least the one thing I have to say about a border collie is that they're so smart, so you can talk to them, and to talk to I do like to talk to my dogs anyways. It's nice that he can actually understand more. I know that dogs can understand a lot of language, but he understands a ton. My goal is to get him one of those talking button sets so that he can demand things that all the time, which is probably just going to be and ball gun and daddy and stick and those sort of things. Hey, Steven. Yeah, the videos are so cool. The videos are so cool. I'm sure he'd be perfectly fine. He'd be doing. Where are you going? Oh, he's going under the deck, which do you know what that means? Kay, mind your ink. That's a different that's different. Is that a different K? Did you have profile issues? That's a different profile. Your alt account. I'm like, wait, that's not how it's spelled. Good morning, vending treasures. How are you? Um, oh, that's a brilliant idea. Read your comments while you stream. That is very smart. You are very smart. I just have second phone and I try not to look at it too much. Mama said so. Good morning. Okay. I can report that the dandelion tea doesn't taste horrible, but I did add maple syrup. So, and I used a coffee filter as my filter. So, good morning. Okay. Um all right. And welcome in everyone. If hi Stephen. No, you don't have to have two phones. You absolutely don't have to have two phones. The one thing that I can say is let me just show you. So, say I know there's one, he's calling to the others cuz I put out more food. Um So, yeah, anything with maple instantly makes it Canadian. So, I don't okay, I don't have anything in my show right now, so I'm going to import from inventory. So, watch this. I've got to go like that. Boop boops. I'm booping the screen. The screen is moving cuz I'm booping. If I was typing something, like if I was adding something while I'm talking to you, then that would make even more boops. Sorry about all these shakes. I'm just trying to scan and you're probably seeing my finger. Do. There we go. I'm almost done. Oh, I can't. I have to get rid of that one. That one says bloop. No more bloops. Okay, import. There we go. And then I got to find the other one. So I've got to type resource. Resource. I have to type that. So I can't see if you guys say anything. I cannot see it because I'm busy. I'm busy on this screen. We can't. Okay, good. You can't see my finger. I saw one where it was like, um, K Mind Drink says you're a chat face streamer, so it's easier to read the phone. But for me, my phone is always facing down, so it helps to read from. That's yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, because otherwise you're like, over top of the screen trying to read it. Da bare necessities. Da bears. Is that da bears, da bears? Simple bare necessities. Something, 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 something. Hey, Angel Kisses by Jan. KX100, what's up? So, you sound like you're eating. Do I do faded shows? What are faded shows? I don't know what faded shows are. Tell me all about it. Tell me all about it. I want to learn. Okay. So, so there's how you like, so it bounces. But if I do it from here, then I can talk to you, you can say stuff to me, and I can add some more stuff from, like, I can just go through and I will add some more things while I'm talking to you. I taught I thought faded meant high. Do I do high shows? No, not yet. Tempted. I like big Vits and I cannot lie. What's up, big Vits? How are you this morning? All right, I'm just randomly selecting some more things. So when I do it with my phone, I'm looking down for a bit. Clothing channel. Faded clothing. I do not do faded clothing. Sounds cool though. Ivor did that last week. Ivor is pretty cool. Ivor's pretty cool. Although he likes to rile me up on purpose, but we forgive him. So, bloop. All right. Um, how do I get to use my other devices on my main account without switching cameras? Oh, just sign in. I just sign in. It won't show you what you're seeing on the screen. It won't show you that. You can't see that. So if you need, for you, you probably need to look at what everyone else can see as well. So it's better that you use your alt account for that. So you're doing probably the right thing by having an alt account. You are allowed to have other accounts. You just cannot use those accounts to bid, like, because that's shill bidding. Oh, from your iPad, it switches to your iPad camera where you and someone else runs a show together. Oh, so you mean co-hosting? Yes. I do co-hosting every once in a while, but mostly as a chat thing rather than as a sell thing. The issue with co-hosting and co-selling is that the main account is the one where the sales go through, and so then you have to organize labels and everything else with the other person. If somebody bought something off of them, you have to get them to package it up and then give you the information, and then you enter into the system, and then you email them the paperwork. um they can always use your marketplace while co-hosting. Yeah, so it's, the challenge is yeah, you could say, "Oh, go into my marketplace and check out, go into my profile and the item is in my marketplace." You can definitely do that, as K Mind Your Ink says. Um, Sometimes it's just easier to, like, co-host the person, introduce them, and then raid in, have them go start a show and raid into them, and then they can carry on with your folks, just to make it cleaner. They don't have yet where, so, the other challenge is say I was co-hosting with Angie, and I sold some things and Angie sold some things, but a couple of buyers bought from both of us. It's going to bundle it. It's going to, the smart bundling ain't so smart, and it's going to bundle it into one bundle on my end. And so then I have to unbundle, which means I'm using up my one of my adjustments. So um Angie says, "Kayla and I could go do co-host selling as we live next door to each other." Yeah, it's so much easier that way because you can then also, um, what did I miss with the alliteration? What did I miss with the alliteration? All right, I'm so far behind. So far behind. Okay. Anyways, if I missed something, please repeat yourself. I apologize. Yeah, the bundling would make it. She went with Leah at the lake. Ooh, I like that. I like it. I like it a lot. Leah at the lake. Antique Goods, good morning. Jads, good morning. Welcome in. Faded is a big channel in the US who does co-hosting shows. Oh, so cool. Okay. I have not done anything, I'm sure, similar to that, because that sounds like they're huge. Um, so then how do you work out the payout? So you have to like basically organize with them afterwards that you'll transfer the money over to them somehow. It's a logistical nightmare as far as I'm concerned, unless you're like Angie and you live next door to somebody. So it's just in my mind, it's co-hosting is great for this kind of thing. That's why I called it Faded Shows. Oh, okay, that makes sense now, Fending Treasures. It sounds very cool. I'm gonna have to check it out. Um, yeah, it is the, um, us artists are struggling. Yes. Um, the other thing is too is if you're in the handmade category and you're doing a custom, item, it's going to affect your shipping times, obviously. But all you have to do is just make sure that you message Whatnot when you have a custom order that's going to take a while. Message Whatnot support to let them know this is the order number and this is the buyer and this is the item and it's a custom and make sure it's in the description so they can see it. Um, and yeah, we do. Ivor would probably be able to answer more about Faded shows. Um, I know he did a show, but the person was in his house, I think, or maybe not. I don't know, but it is a logistical nightmare because the fact that if you're the one that's hosting, so if Faded is hosting and brings Ivers in, um, you have to. Ivers is the one that has to sell it. If Faded, the other thing is, if if you can't co-host to co-sell with someone who lives outside of your country because um because that person is everything ships from the United States, not Canada. Angie says better to just raid, easier on the brain. Yeah, definitely, definitely. I would rather just raid into you to help you sell some stuff. Like, let's co-host so you can chat and tell everybody about it, and then go do your show, and I will raid into you. Um, yeah, that would be just because it's cleaner unless you live right beside each other or around the corner from each other, and then you can easily package stuff. I know, Mimics and Wow Nice Brooch did a co-hosting one, and that really worked. Have a great day, Kay. Love you. It was a different country. That is just so complicated. So complicated. Vixen Veronica said, I went and took some photos on the beach on Friday. I'm ordering some shark tooth stickers to help me get to 1K sales. Yes. That is so exciting. I love that idea of shark tooth stickers. Good morning, Melody. How are you? Okay, it does really taste kind of like maple syrup and dandelions. I'm all right. I'm a little achy today, which means I got so much to do. I keep saying every day I say that. I have so much to do. Everything is better with maple syrup. This is Quebec maple syrup that I have right now. I've got some maple syrup. I call it tree juice. Cheryl will try and yeah. So if so the other challenge is from a legal standpoint, okay? A legal standpoint. If a US seller co-hosts a Canadian show, from the legal standpoint, it was the US seller who sold the stuff. But the stuff was in Canada, and that's totally different laws. So I wouldn't even go there. I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. Like, just don't do that. Don't do cross-border selling because legally the American can't sell stuff in Canada because from a technical point of view, even though Ivers is going to ship it out, however that was going to work if it was Ivor, say, it's a lot. It's way too complicated, and there are just too many challenges. You're thinking about visiting Toronto to go to the oddities market in June. Ooh, that sounds like fun. What day is that? Angie's this and that says I made it to 1K followers. Yes, congratulations. I will do a show after the raid train on Sunday, helping Salty Roses get more followers. She is going to start selling soon. That's exciting. June 14th to 15th. Ooh. You could stop in Port Hope and I could take you to that really interesting We could have lunch in Port Hope if you're gonna go. We could meet in Port Hope and we could have lunch and then we could go to that tattoo parlor that's also an oddities store. Just make sure that you have some sort of schedule to get you out of there because he's very chatty. And there's some thrift stores. There are some thrift stores, but they're a little bit more expensive because they're in Port Hope and Port Hope's all fancy. Port Hope is all fancy, so they charge a little bit more. But there is usually, I last time I went there, I came home with 2 boxes of Canadian pottery because your girl's got a problem. Good morning, Peacock. Do you have your coffee yet? I have dandelion tea this morning. If you want to sip. Alex, yeah, I'm wondering that too, but that would really affect that person's shipping. So unless like there was a cross-border shipper that you could drop it off at, I know the bougie towns, the delay would be so huge. Yeah, it would cause issues. Um, it would definitely cause issues. Oh, is that Keisha coming? Romeo, there's chipmunks. Hey, Jude's Closet Black Metal and Sky 74. Good morning. Maybe on the drive you'll get some Timmies. Go get some Timmies. Get some Timmies. Did you see him? Did you catch him? No? Romeo has not yet caught one. The funny thing is, Veronica, is that what happens is that he always goes and picks up something and puts it in his mouth. Like he'll grab a ball or a stick like he has now. So if he ever did get close enough, he already has something in his mouth. So logistically, I don't think it's ever going to be possible. Yeah, the toy pacifier. Yeah, he grabs that, and then I get more sticks for the fire. Thank you. You want to go after it? Come around. No, around. Yes. Um. Yeah. Okay. So Canada Post strike. If you're a Canadian and you do any banking, you've probably received an email from your bank telling you, "Have a great day, Alex." Um, telling you that there's a possibility of a Canada Post strike and sign up for this and that and yada yada. So I mean, everyone's preparing for it, and Whatnot is aware, and we may have some more information soon on their plan. But again, the earliest that they can start is the 22nd. So we got 9 days. In addition, they must give 72 hours notice. But I don't think we're going to know anything until probably May 16th or May 17th, because May 15th is when the report is coming out. So once the report is out and the union has had time to consider their options based on that report, the government may immediately go towards and may have already started. I mean, it's not like they probably weren't talking to each other. There may be some legislation. I don't know. We're going to have to see. The one thing is that because our federal government has now a strong minority, it's only 2 votes difference. They're a strong minority government, so around around they they're going to have to get 2 votes to pass any 2 or 3 votes to pass any legislation, really. So that's going to be the challenge, is if there is some back to work legislation or reconfiguring of Canada Post, the NDP is probably not going to be the party that's going to back them. So that is going to be one of the challenges. So it will make that part of the process take longer. It's going to be more challenging to put, even though they have a strong minority. Little squirrel, good morning. Mika. Okay, I can't take any more of that tea. I can feel an unwell feeling, so that's not good. So there you go. Don't take the tea. You could charge farmers top dollar for that skill. Pimp your cat out. What does your cat do? During my show yesterday, my cat thought it would be a good idea to catch a mole. Oh my goodness. A strong minority is a weak majority. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. That reminds me. Did I get an email from the lady about I don't know why that reminded me of my dumpster, but let's see. Deanna. Deanna. No, bin. Oh, wait. It would have been in. I'm looking in the wrong email address. I 3 seats away. Is it 3? I thought they were at 170. Did something else flip? Golly, it's so hard to keep track. Thrifty Dragonfly, hello. Government and dumpsters. Yeah, it made me think of the fact that I need to check up on the bin that I've ordered. I will confirm availability and drop off date on Monday. Okay, Deanna, I guess I'm gonna have to follow up with you. Snooze to later today. Today, it's the 13th at 1 p.m. All right. They had a recount in Quebec. Okay, so it went from 168 to 170, now back down to 169. Either way, strong minority. But it still will mean that it will take some time to do any back to work legislation. And they can't keep playing this like pause game and another commission. They've had a commission, they can't play that game. They can't keep doing that. So their only play left is to completely rewrite the legislation for Canada Post. So God, it's gonna be a pain in the butt. So my recommendation to you, if you're a Canadian seller and you haven't already gone through it with us before, if you're a newer Canadian seller and you didn't deal with the strike in November and December, sign up for sign up for an account now for freightcom.com. See, I wrote it so many send. There we go. Oh, sorry, I sent it like 3 times. But it's important. Freightcom.com. That's one of the many companies that you can use. If you're already using Chit Chats, I don't know how they're going to figure it out. Yeah, they're going to have to stop us from purchasing in the US just like last time. We will not be able to purchase, and I think they'll stop it right away. I think they learned their lesson that it wasn't a good idea to wait, because they had to do a lot of refunds. They did a lot of refunds. It cost them a lot of money, and people still got their stuff. It just was stuck and they complained and got a refund. So if you're a Canadian buyer in US shows, just remember that your item may take, if it gets stuck at the border, if it doesn't cross the border, it'll be stuck behind that imaginary line. It'll be stuck there until the strike is over. So, and the last strike lasted quite a while. So, Peacock Jewelry says, I'm going to be selling jewelry on the street corner out of a trench coat. Yeah, you want to. I got a cameo for you. Who knows? You might make more money that way, Peacock. Little Squirrel, I wouldn't say the strike is inevitable. It's just highly likely. Oh yeah, definitely have watches. Otherwise, Peacock, it doesn't look right. It's Fixed Veronica says depends on what you wear under the trench coat. This is true. It could be a totally different thing. Street version of OnlyFans. Don't do that. So I wouldn't say the strike is absolutely inevitable, but I would start planning now. Plan ahead because it's likely. It's likely. They have been negotiating, but there's been no movement on the negotiations. Hi Bees, Lazy Sunday. Does Chit Chats help? Chit Chats will make it possible for Canadian sellers who can use Chit Chats, and Chit Chats isn't in every province and territory. It's in none of the territories. It's not in all of the provinces. it will make it possible for those who can use chit chats to ship to most of the world. However, the chit chats we currently use, the system uses Canada Post for some last mile delivery, um, to like locations like Vancouver Island. My home is on a chit chats delivery route, so Dragonfly passes by, but not all areas of Canada are serviced by chit chats itself, and it's using Canada Post. Oh, trench coat treasures. That's a good name, Vixen Veronica. Yeah, so, in fact, um, it was quite funny because I was talking to the staff, and if you're listening, I love you and you're great and awesome. Um, and they're like, "Well, they'll be able to use Chit Chats." And I'm like, "Yeah, but Chit Chats doesn't deliver everywhere in Canada." And they're like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "No, like the way you've set up the system, it doesn't. Chit Chats does have a Chit Chat select." Do you mind? I'm talking. Stop tweeting. Stop using Twitter. Use another form of so yeah, I can't even I'm being interrupted by a bird. Um, so Chit Chats isn't a perfect solution, but it will be available still. Yes, background music. I do not own the copyright on this music. I hope it's royalty free. As far as I can tell, it's royalty free. Could you imagine if somebody's like, I own the copyright on that bird song? The birds sue me. Little Squirrel says Chit Chats doesn't help me at all in my area. Yep. Chit Chat, you're gonna have to go with. I mean, were you able to use UPS and FedEx, or you just closed up whatnot shop? Have I always lived in the countryside? No, I've lived in cities, and yes. Hey, Alabama Matthew, how are you? Yes, she does think that, or he, the bird does think that it's just talking back. They're talking about my seed. I really should wait to put out the seed, but then they'll come and squawk at me and get angry. In the winter, the chickadees come and yell at my window that I haven't put out the food yet. It's quite funny. I'm well trained. Um, yeah, exactly. Little Squirrel says I just closed up because it would cost too much and it was very, very confusing. Um, Vacation setting until the strike is over, which I hope that they're going to give us more options than just FedEx and UPS. Like Sendle would be awesome. Oh, I do you have to set up no, you just Bees Lazy Sunday, you won't need to set up a Chit Chats account. It's all done through Whatnot. So the Posh has done Purelator. I have let folks know that Purelator should be an option. It would make sense. And I also, last time around, I did a chart and compared prices. I didn't do Chit Chats, I didn't bother, but I did a chart and compared prices from where I lived and all the different packages that I did. So, and I sent that as well, so that I sent them that information so they'd be able to see the differences and make their own mind up on what would make the most sense. For sure, I would like to be able to use Sendle for North American packages. It won't help me at all. I can't use Sendle for like an international package, but I can use Sendle for if they let us do that, if they allow that. Um, Buy Now Shop 59 says, when doing Angie's fashion show on Sunday, should I change that to Chit Chats or just leave it at Canada Post? Yeah, if you're gonna ship within a couple of days, you should be fine. You should be fine, but there's no guarantees. You could switch to Chit Chats, but just remember that some of those packages are going to go by Canada Post anyways through Chit Chats. So totally up to you what you want to do. Um, I don't. I have a feeling that they won't like. But I mean, okay. So this is just speculation. I just have a feeling like they won't go straight ahead on the 22nd and do the strike. But then I was wrong the last time. So, like, we could do a little high low. We should do a poll. let's have a little poll bet. Okay. When start strike. Guess. Okay, I know I'm using like I'm talking to my dog. When start strike guess. So never. May 22nd. Add choice. May 23rd. May 24 would make sense. Wait. May. Hang on. May 25th to the 30th. Okay, there we go. Start. Okay, put in your guess of when you think the strike will start. We can all have fun guessing when we think the strike will start. And wishes, if wishes were horses, I would have a field full. So if Chit Chats was going to lose stuff during the strike, yes, of course they would lose it. It is a poll. We're doing a poll. Monday's a holiday, and I can't do Chit. Don't worry about it. Just do what you can. Buy now, shop for 2 says, I just want the majority of them to reach their customers. So if you're able to use Chit Chats, then you might as well use Chit Chats because then it's most likely to get to them. Although, again, some Chit Chats labels in Canada will go by Canada Post. Bees Lazy Sunday says, I agree. I think the new government is going to do what they can. Yep. Okay. Final call. I'm gonna hit end poll in a second. So last chance to get your opinion in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boop. Let's see. No winner. But everyone thinks so. Some people think it's not going to happen at all, and others are in the between the 22nd and the 26th. I can see that. I can see that happening. So basically, not this week, not sometime at the end of next week, or a week and a half from now. 2 weeks from now, I should say. Look how big this stick is. This is a great stick. Thank you, Romeo. Buy Now Shop 59 says that Chit Chats hasn't lost any of my packages yet, but never say never. Chit Chats has lost at least 2 of my packages. East Ender resales, as long as you have a plan for bring your own label. So again, oh, you got a tambourine. You pulled the tambourine out. Okay, bring it to Mama. Bring it to Mama. Yeah, bring it to Mama. You want to play tambourine now. Rusty, crusty tambourine. Chit Chat's lost something, but then it was recovered. Romeo's going to be, yes, he's going to be on August of 2020. Ready? Go. He's a very smart doggy. And I don't know why he pulled that out, because he doesn't usually like to play with it, because he doesn't like the feel of the metal on his. Yeah, he's much better now that he's older about people, but he still doesn't really like strangers at all. Because he was brought up to not like, when we took him for what everyone thought that dogs could get COVID or could transmit COVID. The breed also, yeah, the breed is a protection dog, so it's part breed. What? Bring it closer. I know you don't. I know you don't like the feeling of it, but you have to bring it closer if you want me to play with that, or get something else. Ta. You're a weirdo. Okay, one more throw. Your cat is a COVID cat. Angie says border collies are the best. My mom had one as a herd dog, herded my kids when younger also. And Vixen Veronica says you can't everything out of a breed. That was what makes them special. Yeah, I wouldn't want to change his personality too much. I just want it so that he's more protective than he is attacking. He actually one of our neighbors came over. I think I was live at the time. And yeah, I was live, wasn't I? And he didn't, I mean, he wanted to, but he didn't. He didn't. And we've had people over, and as long as they're dog people, he's perfectly fine. Yeah. But now he's playing with his if that sound that you hear is him playing with, he has to bark at it. He likes to talk to his toys. Okay, okay. Hey, hey, Romeo. Come now. And then he's gonna set off all the other dogs. Hey, Med MCA and Shrekzilla. What's up? Black Ops, hello, how are you? So, it's 10:31. I'm not gonna stay on too long. Hello, hello. I'm not gonna stay on too long today. Because I do need to get a bunch of things done, which I say every single day. And I'm not feeling all that hot, and this little dog wants to play. Angie's Net says, my mom had lots of dogs. She always wanted a pit bull rescue. Hers was awesome. Aw. Romeo and Lily, the two dogs we have now, are the first. They're the two dogs that were non-rescue dogs. The rest I got from humane societies and that. My husband said, I would love to have a dog sanctuary. It just came out of nowhere. He said, I'd be happy having a dog sanctuary. Let's do that. So who knows? As long as I've got a barn to put all my stuff, I'm fine. That's why we're. Do you ever watch Sitting with Dogs? No, I've never watched Sitting with Dogs on YouTube. I should. Okay, I'm not playing if you're gonna pull. You need to let go. All right. You know what? It's time for you to come say hi. Hang on. Bloop this down. Bloop this down. There we go. All right. Come up. No, 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 no. No, no. Up. Yeah, up. All the way. All the way. Up, up. All the way. Okay. Turn around. Sit down. Sit down. Oh, okay. Hi. Hi. Hopefully you don't have any more tickies. There we go. Okay. Can you just settle? Can you settle? We did get the pick of the litter. And his original name was Hades. Okay, down. No, no, I didn't mean down. I mean settle. Settle. Lie down. There we go. Okay. He sleeps in bed with my husband because of my condition. I'm not someone who sleeps through the night, so I would just keep my husband awake all night, and he gets up at 4 in the morning to go to work, so he needs his beauty sleep more than I do. So Romeo stays with him. Yeah, don't you? Don't you? I wish I could actually sleep in the same bed, but I would just uh-oh. I think we do live the same life. Oh, buddy, mommy's gonna have to pick at you later and get the thing. Yep. Yep, yep, yep. It's just from being bit by a mosquito. Poor thing. My dog's breeder named one of her puppies Demon. I said maybe don't tell the new owners that. His name was Hades. We knew his name was Hades, but he was our favorite. He was the most handsome of the bunch, so we picked him. Didn't we? Did we pick you? Because you're the best? Did we pick you because you're the best? Yeah. All right. Feel free to share your shows. Tell us where you're from and what you sell. You know the drill. Most of you have been here before. Me also sleeping is not a thing for yeah, I know. I toss and turn all night. I have to have, because of my insomnia and the pain and everything, I need to have distraction all the time. He likes to have his room silent except for a fan. I need to have like a TV on in the background or a podcast or something, and I haven't, and so that's also a problem. But then also the tossing and turning. I cannot I cannot lie still for very long before my body says you need to move. You have all the things on? That is impressive. I chose the puppy being beaten up by the demon. Aw. Okay, up. Oh, sorry everyone. You're doing Whatnot. Yes, that's right. It's Whatnot Con. Thank you, Melody, for reminding me. So Whatnot Con is this weekend, the 15th, 16th, 17th, and 18th. It is a virtual Whatnot Con. I did not get my Whatnot Con pack yet. Melody did and said that it was good. Did you get yours? Hey Mimics. Let me just see where mine is now. Go to my activity. Go to purchases in progress. There it is. Whatnot Con pack. In the meantime, you can track your purchase. It is attempted delivery. It is at the post office. Yay. So I will go to the post office later and pick it up. Woohoo! So technically it's there. Mine's going to be going to oh, did you order it in Indiana instead? Did you forget to change your address? Oh well, you can use it in future shows. It's kind of cool. It's different. It was the design was a whatnotter. I can't remember what the name of the whatnotter, but a whatnotter did do the design. So they did hire a whatnot artist to do the design, which I think is pretty cool. But I know Shop 59 says I sleep in a recliner because I don't really sleep, and I also have to have the TV on. And I assume you want to be upright for easier breathing too. Hi, hello everyone, welcome in. You ordered two. Oh, fancy. I did not. It was free shipping for the second one, so I sent it to my friend too. Oh, that's a brilliant idea. I just wish they put more pins in it, but everything else is cool. I love the mat. Yeah, supposedly the mat is really cool. The lanyards, I think it was Kylie from Afternoon Tico. She got hers, and she said that the lanyard is cooler than the one that they showed in the picture. So that's nice. Either way, I'm looking forward to Whatnot Con. The information is in my show notes, or you can go to. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness, Terry, I love you. I wish you weren't going through all that, but I know it is what it is. So if you want any information to do your own Whatnot Con show, everybody can do a Whatnot Con show. whatnotcon.whatnot.com. And last year it was like a special invitation thing, and I love the fact that now it's open to everybody. I think it's gonna really be an amazing part of the community. If you're doing a Whatnot Con show, try to raid into when you're done your show. Try to raid into another Whatnot Con show. I think that would be great. So look for the Whatnot Con tag. So all the information about how to do a Whatnot Con show. You don't need this package that we're talking about with all the the little pins and stickers and stuff. It is not a necessary part of doing the show. It was just a fun thing. Hello, Haida's studio. Hello, hello to the Thrifty Shopper and the Thrifty Fox Shop. Hello, hello. I want the fun merch. That's why I got it. I'm a sucker. If it's available, I'm gonna get it. Oh dear, what'd you do to your khakis? Use Shout. Shout is an excellent way to get out, or OxyClean. That might help. Then it'll be clean khakis instead. Hi to studio. Hello, hello, fellow Canadian. You're welcome, stain khakis. I'm sure you get that everywhere you go. All the moms are like, "We'll help you clean." Uh, Haida Studio. Sorry, I keep saying it wrong. Haida Studio. Original art and textiles. You resell books, sewing, and craft supplies. Join me Mondays at 11:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for launch prep. Products will be available this summer. After launch, tune in on Sundays, alternating show, original art and handcrafted products at 9 p.m., resale shows at 11:30, bundles available, all products final sale. If there's an issue with your order, please reach out. And you have an Instagram too. That is awesome. Following back. Follow back. Yep. I did that. I went out of my own show. I accidentally clicked on your show. Um, Buy Now Shop 59 is on Angie's Fashion Raid Train, Family Fashion Raid Train on Sunday, May 18th between 3 and 4 p.m. Selling clothes for the first time. Everyone bookmark Buy Now Shop 59's show, and everyone make sure that you look up Family Fashion Raid Train and bookmark all the shows. It's going to be awesome. Great deals. Fashion for everybody. It will be on Sunday. It's going to start at 8:30 a.m. Thrifting with ADHD is also part of it. Yay! That's awesome. Oh, you found out why your package was rejected. The CBSA said customer form incomplete. Interesting. 5 Acre Primitives, hello. All right. Share your shows. Tell us where you're from, what you do. Hello, I'm Kim. You too, Dave. Have a great day. Make sure you look both ways before you cross the street. Just say no. Unless it's Canadian pottery, then just say yes. Um Whatnot does automatically submit it, yeah, so it's not really your fault. Message support, as I'm always saying. Message support and let me know. I do not know who you are, person. Okay. Okay, good. You know me. Message support. What else am I getting here? Um, okay. All right. It's all good. It's all good. Okay. Let's find someone to raid. Let us find someone to raid. Unless someone has a recommendation, I will look for someone to raid. So share your shows. Bees Lazy Sunday says, I'm Tanya from Ottawa. First show in 2 years. Antique and Vintage Smalls on Thursday morning at 11:30. Jan's Resin Wood and More. Hello, good morning. How are you? Who do we have on? Jan, Sweet Caroline. Ba ba ba. Good times never seem so good. No. There is one Canadian on. There is one Canadian on. So it looks like we're gonna have to go there. All right. So share your shows, tell us about what you sell, all that stuff, get the follows. I'm gonna be tight. It takes me a while to type this in, so you guys carry on. They didn't read my email, had to send it back to them and repeat it. Yeah. So whenever you send a message to support, dear support, I love you. You're great. You're awesome. But sometimes y'all don't read our messages and you send a cut and paste. Or you have some computer that's poorly programmed that is answering instead. When that happens to you as a buyer or seller and you get a message and it's not the reply that you needed, reply back. Be kind, be polite. Say thank you. I appreciate your answer. However, it's not the answer I'm looking for. This and repeat exactly what it is you need. Sometimes I will get frustrated because I wrote a big long thing and it made complete sense to me. But sometimes when you try to rewrite it to re explain it, then you will realize there was something that didn't make sense. Or sometimes it's just you need to do it one more time. So always be a little bit patient and reply. Don't just take that answer if it's not the answer you're looking for. Push back and ask again. And sometimes if you still get a super vague answer, it's because the rules are vague, and so they don't want they're being vague back at you because it's vague on purpose. Sometimes if you're asking like a rule thing. Jan's Resin Wood and More says Resin Rave Raid Train tonight starting at 8 p.m. Oh my gosh, that sounds like so much fun. Zoe's Treasures, hello. Hall of Goat, what's up? And Carl. All right, we are going to be raiding into the only Canadian that I saw on. When I looked in my For You page. So we are going to go into Louie, who's been in here before. They are doing WWE figures, which is absolutely fascinating. All the glow in the dark things. I love it. Glow in the dark resin. Everyone check out Jan's Resin Wood and More for that raid train. That is awesome. Okay. I love you guys so much. Have a great day. I might be on later. Probably not, because how I'm feeling right now. The answer is probably not. But love you guys so much. I will see you tomorrow morning. Glowy gems, also good mimics, you're right. Let's go raid now.